Hi, everybody. It's Deborah from PeopleLovingAnimals.com. Thanks so much for tuning in and watching my video today. Today's video is called How to Stop Puppy Biting, Training Puppies Not to Bite. For those of you who have not listened to my videos in the past, I own a website called PeopleLovingAnimals.com. We're on it right now. This is an article on my website called How to Get Puppies to Quit Biting, the Biggest Mistake You're Making. I do articles and videos and blog posts and research on everything having to do with dogs and cats, health issues, training issues, behavioral issues, best places to buy pet supplies, products and services for your animals. I've been doing this for several years. It's what I do for a living. And my website is called PeopleLovingAnimals.com. Now, in this video, we're going to be using this article. Look at this puppy. This is the cutest. This is a little Boston Terrier. And when I look at this picture, I think of a couple of things. First of all, my last dog that I had was a Boston Terrier named Cagney. And he was just the sweetest boy. Apparently, sorry, not apparently. Sadly, unfortunately, I lost Cagney just about a year ago. Now, he was a black and white Boston Terrier. This one is a brown and white Boston Terrier. If you go to the playlist on this YouTube channel called Cute Animal Videos, you'll see a lot of videos of my Boston Terrier named Cagney. He's really cute. The other thing I think of when I look at this little picture is the fact that this Boston is brown. They do come in different colors. And one time I was in the park and somebody had a pair of Boston Terriers. They had one that was black and white, and they had another one that wasn't dark brown like this. It was a lighter brown, and their names were Pepper and Cinnamon, according to their colors. I just thought that it was so cute. So when I saw this little picture, it's the one I chose for this article because it's the cutest little thing. And if you've never had or known a Boston, boy, are they great dogs. I got to tell you, that Boston Terrier Cagney that I owned, he was the most compliant dog that I have ever owned. You ask that dog to do anything, and if he could figure out what you were talking about, if he could figure out what you wanted, he would do it. So I'm sorry to postpone the video. I just like to share some little things with you like that. And I just wanted to comment about this picture because it's so cute. So how do you get puppies to quit biting? We're going to go over a few points in this video, and a couple of them are going to be like the same old stuff that you might have already heard, especially if you're already researching this topic. But by the end of the video, you're going to have a much clearer understanding as to not only kind of why they're biting and what to do about it, but more importantly, how to stop it. And then once you realize, kind of like once that light bulb goes on, once you realize this, you're going to be able to apply this knowledge to any behavioral issue that you have with your puppy. So I think it's going to be quite valuable to you. So I really hope that this helps you. And congratulations, by the way, on having a puppy. Puppies are just, I love them. I love them so. They just bring so much joy and happiness. I would love it if you would comment in the comment section as to what kind of puppy you have, and when you got them. I would love that so much. But anyway, how to get puppies and quit biting. What you need to do is you need to look through the eyes of the puppy, and you need to understand why the puppy does what he does. And this is true, like I said, not only regarding puppies biting, but regarding any dog behavioral issue. You'll do so much better in learning how to train your dog if you understand what they're thinking, like what their logic is and why they choose to do the things that they do. It helps a lot to just understand and really be looking through the puppy's eyes. Now, this article talks about the biggest mistake you're making. The biggest mistake that people make with puppies is we let them bite us. We let them bite on our fingers. Like sometimes if you're playing with a puppy, you rough up their little face or you rough up their belly and they chomp, chomp, chomp. And, when they're little, it kind of feels cute. And, the little sharp puppy teeth, like the puppy wants to bite, bite, bite. They want to put their mouths on you, and we let them. And that's one of the biggest mistakes we make is that, we don't want them to bite us where those little sharp puppy teeth hurt. Then we're mad because they're biting us. But when we're playing with them and we have our fingers in their mouth, do you see what I mean? So that's the biggest mistake that we make is we do tend to let the puppy have our fingers in his mouth, or our clothes or something. And that's the biggest mistake that we make, is we kind of teach them to do what we later don't want them to do. But it is what we teach our puppies, to gently mouth things and gently bite things, and we let it happen sometimes, and then we don't let it happen at other times, and that inconsistency in itself will cause a problem again with any dog training issue. And that sometimes you're letting them, sometimes you're not. They're never going to get it. They're never going to get it. Dogs are very cause and effect. Their thinking is very cause and effect. The puppy says in his little doggy brain, I did this and this happened. I did that and this happened. They're very cause and effect. They're constantly testing, testing, testing. What happens if I do this? What happens if I do this? So when you're doing training, you need to consistently have a, an immediate positive outcome for the dog when he's done something right, and an immediate negative consequence for the dog when he's done something wrong. Now, I'm not talking about spanking or anything. You should never, ever, ever strike your animal, ever, ever, ever. That's not what I'm talking about. When I talk about like negative consequences, I'm talking about like you walk away from them. They don't get your attention. They don't get picked up. They don't get the toy. They don't get the treat. That's what I mean by negative consequences. But we're going to get into this, so just hang with me. By the end of the video, you're going to have a really good understanding of this. Now, some ways to get your puppy to stop biting. First of all, you have to revise their behavior. If they're chewing on you, give them a chew toy. Now, in the article, I'm going to give you a few links here. By the way, if I didn't already mention it, I don't think I did. I'm going to give you the link to this article in the description box of this video. So you're going to be able to go into this article. You're going to be able to read the whole thing, and you're going to be able to click on all these links in it. Okay, so that's how you're going to get to all this stuff. I'm going to give you the link to this article on the website. You're going to be able to go in and click all these links. So I have given you a link to some puppy chew toys on Amazon. I do get a commission for that. It's how I'm able to do this for a living. And well, I'll talk about that at the end of the video. But anyway, get them a chew toy. Get them something that is okay for them to chew on. This triple pack is a really nice, it's a really nice one because they like the different textures. So you should always, always, always have something for your puppy to chew on. If you have a puppy, you having a chew toy is just as important as having a pacifier if you have an infant. You know, you're going to be in trouble if you don't have one. You should always have a chew toy of some sort all around every room of your house, in your purse, in your car, wherever that puppy is. You need to have some chew toys around, because when they're puppies, their natural instinct, everything in the mouth, everything in the mouth, everything in the mouth, just like a baby. They want everything in the mouth. So when they're puppies, their training has to be pretty intensive as to what they're supposed to put in their mouth and what they're not supposed to put in your mouth, namely your fingers. So if you always have a chew toy, you're always giving them the option. You're always giving them the option to chew on something that is okay for them to chew on. You need to be consistent, like I said earlier, from the very start. Encourage your puppy to leave your fingers and claws alone, out of their mouths. If your puppy mouths you, redirect them to something else. For example, replace the finger he's chewing on with a chew toy. Replace, replace, to replace. They bite your shoulder, they bite your clothes, they bite your pillow, they bite the couch, they bite the cat, they bite whatever they're biting. Get that out of their mouth, put the chew toy in. Get that out of their mouth, put the chew toy in. Consistency, 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 so that they learn what to chew on. And also, if you're getting frustrated with your puppy about this whole biting issue, number one, it does take training to stop it, because if you don't do the training, the puppy will continue to chew on things, maybe not for the rest of his life, but for a long time. So you do need to do the training. But if you're doing the training and you're consistently showing your puppy what he can chew on, and you're consistently giving him the chew toys as an option to chew on, this will stop. Okay, the puppy biting will stop, just like a baby. When babies are little, you know, especially when a child is going through teething, they want everything in their mouth. It does pass. Okay, so try not to get too frustrated with this, but know that it is going to be worth it for you if you put in this consistent effort, because you will get the problem solved. Says, if they continue to mouth you, place them on the floor and give a little yelp noise to let them know that their sharp teeth can hurt. So if you're, you know, trying to give the chew toy and he keeps just coming back for your hands, actually try yelping a little bit. Like, let him know, ouch, you hurt me, because they will respond to that. Dogs generally don't want to hurt their owners. They generally don't want to hurt you. They do know what a yipe means. They primitively know what a yipe means. So it's something that you can try. If he keeps biting you, actually make a little yipe sound, a little yelp, and let him know that it's your way of communicating in dog speak that you don't like it. Okay. And dogs, I always say, are people pleasers. If they know what you want, they'll try to please you. And if they can get it through their head, through you yiping, that you don't care for this biting action, if he can figure it out, he will comply. Okay. And the last tip is, if they continue to mouth you or your clothes, take them calmly and quietly and place them in a timeout for a minute or so. Now, I'm going to go through a couple of things to remember here. And then I just want to reiterate the point that, you know, positive consequences for positive behavior and negative consequences for negative behavior. That is the best way for you to train your dog. It's the best way for you to teach your dog things. To teach them what you want from them and what you don't want from them. There's a couple things to remember. First, when your puppy is only a few weeks old, you should give them several chances to, if they're accidentally mouthing you. It really is around the 5-month-old mark that you should no longer tolerate the biting. Okay, so up to about 5 months, be patient with him, give him some slack. Remember, he's fighting a natural instinct to put everything in his mouth. It's kind of like a habit he's born with. So during those first few months, be patient with him. Keep redirecting him to the toys. If he keeps biting you, try giving a little yelp sound. If in spite of all that he keeps biting you, isolation is really one of the biggest punishments you can do for a dog. They are pack animals. The biggest, most important thing in the universe to your dog is you. They want to be with you. They want to spend time with you. Most dogs do not like to be alone. So, you don't want to overuse this technique, because then, number one, it's going to become ineffective. And number two, you're going to be bordering on abusing your dog, because it really is. It's just not a nice thing to make a dog be isolated. But if you're having a training issue such as biting, and he's not responding to any of the other things, put him in timeout for a few minutes, make him stay alone for a few minutes. But again, this goes back to the concept of an immediate negative consequence. And it has to be immediate, because, if your dog, bites you and you're like, ow, and then you're really mad, and 20 minutes later you decide you're going to put him in timeout, he's not going to remember that 20 minutes he bit you and that's why he's in timeout. He's not going to know. So it really needs to be immediate. If he's biting me, you put him down, you don't look at him, you ignore. If he continues to bite, you put him in timeout. It has to be immediate. You're biting me, therefore this is happening. Do you see what I mean? It has to be immediate. Okay? All right. Second tip, when you call your puppy to you, make sure that you have something in your hand to put in their mouth. If you don't, you're setting them up to fail. Humans give affection through our hands, but puppies and dogs tend to use their mouths. So they need something to mouth when you're cuddling them. So again, when you have a new puppy at home and you're training a new puppy, you need to have chewy toys all over the house. Like I said, it's just important for you to have a chewy toy for your puppy than it is as it is to have a pacifier for your baby. So if your puppy's going to be near you, you're calling him, even when you come home from work, whatever, if you're getting him out of their crate, whatever you're doing, have that chewy toy handy, because it's going to be his natural instinct, especially if he's excited to see you, to mouth you. That's going to be his instinct. So you've got to be ready with that chew toy for him to realize that that's what he puts in his mouth. That's what he chews. Okay. Now, my Boston Terrier, Cagney, now I only had him the last couple years of his life. I did not know Cagney when he was a puppy. I did not get him when he was a puppy. So I did not train him, but somebody must have did this training with Cagney. And the reason I say that is Cagney had toys. He had a basket of toys. He had chew bones. He had toys all over the house. And whenever I got home, Cagney could not greet me without a toy in his mouth. He couldn't. And it was the cutest thing, because as soon as he realized you were home, he would run to find the nearest toy and he would greet you at the door with the toy. Now, part of it might have been that he wanted to greet me with a gift. It could have been that he was just a very generous, very loving dog, because he was a very, very loving dog. And it wouldn't surprise me at all if Cagney just sincerely wanted to present me with something. But I have a feeling it was more the mouthing thing. Somebody taught him when he was a puppy that when they got home and he was at them like this, they were putting toys in his mouth. They were giving him things that he could chew on. And it became a lifelong habit. You know, I had Cagney until he was about 14 years old, and he passed away at that age. And even at that age, that many years later, he still was doing what I think he was taught to do as a puppy. He knows what's appropriate for him to chew on. And when he gets excited, and that means when his owner gets home and he's really excited to see me, his first instinct is to run for a toy. And it's almost like in his little doggy brain, he's like, what can I chew on? What can I chew on? Mommy's home. The excitement, you know, so you can train them and it will stick with them. It'll stick with them for life. Now let's see. The last tip is when your puppy starts to mouth you and ignores the chew toy, stay calm and place the dog on the floor. Do not start saying no, no bite. Don't start this, you know, superior voice thing, because it's an old school training and it'll only get them more excited. You don't want to start scolding the dog, yelling at the dog. You don't want to start raising your voice, because it's only going to raise the excitement level, which is going to make them even less able to pay attention to you. It's going to make them less able to focus. And I am telling you, no matter what you're saying, it's not going to do any good. You know, it's like the dog doesn't understand why you're upset. They really don't. They really don't. They have to have cause and effect. They have to have showing, you know. You bite me, I put this toy in your mouth. You bite me again, I yelp. You bite me again, I put you on the floor. You bite me again, I put you in timeout. Immediate cause and effect, cause and effect. And don't get frustrated, because I know it sounds like a lot of steps and it sounds like, geez, you know, you got to make a career out of trying to teach this puppy not to bite. You really don't. All you have to do is understand these concepts, understand what you're supposed to do, and remember that consistency is key. Every single time, this is what you do. Every single time, this is what you do. And just make it a habit. And if you have kids or a spouse or somebody else that lives in the house, you all need to be on the same page with this, and you all need to be consistent in doing this and how you're dealing with the puppy. Because if you're you know, doing this training and you're giving him a toy and you're not allowing him to chew on your fingers, but your kids are letting him chew on their fingers, it's going to slow down the training, okay? Because he needs the consistency. Puppies especially, they need repetition. They need the same thing to happen again and again and again, for them to understand which of their behaviors are working for them. You know what I mean? Okay, understanding your puppy is the key to developing an amazing relationship with them. When you're able to see things through their eyes, you'll start to see how your actions make them feel. I'm going to talk to you about a puppy training resource here that I think will be really helpful for you if you have a new puppy. But I hope that I've been able to help you in this video. I hope that you've been able to understand like the concept, and to just boil it down to the really easy process of things is give him something that he can chew on. Be consistent. Don't let him chew on your hand on Tuesday when you're in a good mood, but then be furious with him on Wednesday when you're in a bad mood and he does the same thing. And get your family on board so that you're all consistent, and go ahead and get some chewy toys and have some things that the puppy can chew on. Now, this is something I want to share with you. It's a puppy training program by professional dog trainer and behavioral specialist named Doggy Dan. If you've been on my YouTube channel before, on my website, you know that I do heavily promote Doggy Dan. I think he is the best dog training available. I've done the legwork. I've done the research. Again, it's what I do for a living. I research products and services and techniques and strategies all having to do with dogs and cats. And then I recommend to my YouTube subscribers, my website subscribers, the products and services that I think are the best. And Doggy Dan is one of them. He has a website called The Online Dog Trainer. Now, what I wanted to mention to you is Doggy Dan has on his website a puppy training series called Project Moses. When you click into this article, you're going to be able to watch this video. Here's Doggy Dan. Here's little Moses. Moses is a little beagle, and what Doggy Dan did was he adopted Moses from his local SPCA. and he videotaped him. You'll be able to see the video if you go into this training. Him picks up Moses at the SPCA when Moses was 8 weeks old. And then for the first year of Moses's life, Doggy Dan does a training with him every week, and he videotaped the whole thing. So that's what the Project Moses training is. Now you can get that on the online dog trainer website. I'm going to give you the link to this in the description box. Okay, you're going to be able to go in here. You're going to be able to see this, and it's fantastic. And I highly recommend it for anybody that has a new puppy, because and in my mind, there's no better way to learn how to train your dog than to actually watch on video a professional dog trainer doing it. You know, like if you're having trouble with your puppy biting, wouldn't you rather see Doggy Dan teach Moses not to bite? To me, it's the best dog training there is. It's the best puppy training there is. So I do want you to go ahead and check into that. Now, the cool thing is that Doggy Dan does have a $1 trial. Now, what he has is he's got, I think it's well over 300 videos now that he's got on his website that's all about dog training. Every dog training issue you can possibly think of: aggressive dogs, dogs who are biting, toilet training, potty training your puppy, all kinds of things, how to get your dog to walk on the leash, like absolutely everything. And so there's over 300 videos in there. So when you go into Doggy Dan's website, you can pick and choose, whatever behavioral issue you're having problems with, and you can watch the video of Doggy Dan about training a dog on that issue. And they are videos of him actually going into people's houses and working with the dog himself, so you get to actually see it. Now, for the $1, you get 3 days. For $1, you get 3 days. You can go into the website, you can watch unlimited videos, you can watch as many things as you want to for $1. So I always tell people, if nothing else, spend the buck and go in there for 3 days. Do it on a weekend when you're going to have a little bit of time, and go in there and just watch a bunch of videos. Now, if you have a new puppy, I would suggest getting the membership. I believe it's $37 a month. And then but you save money if you get a 6-month membership, and then you save even more money if you get a year membership. What I recommend for people with a new puppy is a 6-month membership. It's worth the price. I want to say, I wish I would have looked up the prices before this video. I want to say it's $137 for 6 months of dog training, and you can cancel it at any time, or you can just pay monthly. Maybe you want to pay the month and then really just spend the time during that month to get through the Project Moses videos. Do it on your own time, and however much of a membership that you want. But I do recommend the Project Moses if you have a new puppy, because it's going to be step by step. He covers every training issue that you have with a puppy throughout that Project Moses series. So like I said, for $1, you can go in, you can start watching it, you can see if you're going to like it, and then you judge how much time do you need. Do you need a month? Do you need 6 months? What do you need to get through the issues that you are going to face with your puppy? Now, one thing I said I was going to mention at the end, I do get commissions for referring you to Doggy Dan. I am an affiliate for Doggy Dan. I do get a commission if you decide to go and purchase one of these dog training programs. And I give 10% of those commissions to animal charities. All of the commissions that I make on my YouTube channel and also on my website, peoplelovinganimals.com, I donate 10% to animal charities. And if you click on you'll see here, you can see a list of charities I donate to here. In the article, you're going to see a link to that. And what it does is it takes you to my homepage, which I'll show you right now. It takes you to the homepage of my website, where it talks about the donation animal. Actually show you a list of the animal charities that I donate to. So if you do decide to go with the Doggy Dan training and get whether it's the 3 days worth, whether it's a month's worth, whether it's 6 months worth of the puppy training help, I will earn a small commission for that. Again, it's how I do this for a living, and I will donate 10% of those commissions to animal charities. By the way, here's Cagney, the Boston Terrier I was telling you about. Here he is right here, and he's with my little wiener dog Taz, who sadly I lost her back in 2016. And the cutest thing is Cagney, he had a mad crush on Taz. Oh, he loved her so, and he was so protective of her. It was just, he protected her. He let her get away with murder. He was such a good boyfriend. Like, I remember a couple of pictures that I have where Taz had taken over Cagney's bed, and Cagney's obviously a much larger dog, so Cagney had a huge bed, and she had a little bed. and Cagney had let her sleep in his bed. She decided she wanted to sleep in his bed. So she's all sprawled out in his great big dog bed. And he was rolled up in a tiny little ball, like shivering in her little bed. And it was hysterical, but he let her get away with it. He would let her scarf up his food. He would go without dinner. Like, I would put food down for the two of them, and I always had to watch Taz because she would go and scarf up Cagney's food. But he would let her get away with murder. He always let her have the toys first. If she wanted the tennis ball, he would let her have it. He was the sweetest boy. He really was. So here we are back in the article. Again, I'm going to give you this link in the description box of this YouTube video, and I'm going to, so that you can go in here and you can click on all these links. I'm going to give you the link to Doggy Dan if you'd like to do that. Also in the article, you'll see there's an invitation for more articles about puppy training. Click here. I have done an awful lot with puppy training, but I will tell you right up front, all of the articles that I have on my website about doggy training are going to refer you to Doggy Dan, because I really do think that it's the best way to get the help that you need to train your puppy, or any dog training issues, whether it's a puppy or an adult dog. Now, a couple more things before we go. First, if I've helped you at all, I would appreciate it if you would give this video a like. It really does help YouTubers, and it helps YouTube to show the video to more people. Also, I would love it if you would subscribe to the YouTube channel. I do a video at least once a week, and it's all about cats and dogs, and it's all step-by-step stuff like this. If there's an issue that you're having with your dog or cat that you need help with, if you can't find it on my website, feel free to comment on any of my videos or any of my articles and let me know, because I may have already done an article or a video that I could just send you that would help you. And if I don't have anything, I could very well research and do an article or a video for you on the subject that you're having a hard time with. So always reach out to me. Always let me know. Would love it if you would subscribe to the channel. Also, I would love it if you would share my website, peoplelovinganimals.com, and this YouTube channel with your friends and family who have dogs and cats, for two reasons. One is that I do donate 10% of all the commissions I make to animal charities. So if people are going to be buying stuff for their pets, they might as well be going through my website so that a portion of it goes to animal charities. And also because it might help them. If somebody who has an aggressive dog, for example, or somebody who can't get their dog to walk on the leash, or if you know somebody whose cat won't go in the litter box and is peeing all over the house, all these sorts of things, if your friends and family are having some sort of issue with their dog or cat, they could very well find the help that they need on my website, because I do give a lot of information that really does help people with their animals. Now, the last thing I wanted to invite you to do is subscribe to my email list. I do have a dog lovers email list, and I also have a cat lovers email list. And in the description box of this video, you're going to see, click here to grab your free gift. If you subscribe to the dog lovers email list, you get a free dog training manual. And if you subscribe to the cat lovers list, you get a free cat training manual. Just a little PDF, just helpful hints and tips about dog training and cat training. You can sign up for both lists if you would like to. And then once a week or so, you get an email from me, and it either has an article or a blog post or a video, again, all about the care and health and training and products and services for dogs and cats. So I would love to have you on board as an email subscriber, again, and invite your friends and help me to help animals. Okay, so again, my name is Deborah. Thank you so much for watching the video. I hope that I've helped you. Please remember to comment below and let me know how old your puppy is and what kind of puppy you have. Please subscribe. Please like the video. Please share me with your friends. Again, my website is peoplelovinganimals.com. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.